Okay. Um, okay. So yeah, let's look at my builds. So this is my Pira top speed character on my account. Honestly, I want our speed to be more like 300, and I want either the necklace or ring to be attack percent main, so that attack will be up. Because the thing is that since I have an Oberious Tooth, right, I don't have Sweet Miracle or something. I can actually play her as like a pseudo DPS because her Soulborn S1 is an AoE attack. So you just like proc Oberious AoE, crazy damage, insane, and then she also boosts her attack in her passive too. So like attack percent, like my attack was like 2.5k. By the time she boosts it, I can get up to like 3k, no 3k, yeah 3k, 3.5k, and just like hit people with mad burial damage. My cigarettes, honestly, my cigarette is kind of slow. I'd want that to be like 290, 300 as well. The stats are fine though, but you want like 290 with as much effectiveness as possible, 200 minimum for like the best results. My nurse is like this is stats. Proof of valor for survivability. Honestly, you want like I would like more speed, somewhere around 270 would be okay, and like even more HP. I see some people have like 290 with more HP than me, so I know my build is a bit behind. But on the plus side, I have more defense because of this defense main. So, honestly, I might not really want to change my right side pieces much. I might want to change my left side more, like the sword, maybe get more speed there, helmets, and also chest plates that get more speed on that side. Yeah. Aside from that, moving on, Aketis. Honestly, Aketis, you want 200 ER minimum, but your speed has to be 270. Like at 270, I have the freedom to stop using Eternus and go for something like uh, Idol's Chair, right? Yeah, give myself some combat readiness increase, or even Water Origin is not bad. Some increase is not bad. But yeah, Eternus is also good. You can also go for like Bastion of Hope to give yourself even more effect resistance, so that you are very sure in certain matchups you can push. So I mean, as good as she is, she's kind of bad into Witch because Witch applies block and you can't do anything about block. Archdemon, the build is trash. You don't need attack. What you need is health, defense, and effectiveness. Like if you can get up to 200, that's nice. Or like around 100 effectiveness is okay. Around 250 speed, I think is okay. And health is like 20 to 25k HP with like 1.5k defense. EE gives defense, so you already have the head start. So like my build is bad, like very very bad. I can see like my right side doesn't exist, and my left side is like if I could I would change those pieces. Anyways, so yeah, I use a I can only pick her when I have boss Aronka as a protector. If not, it's pretty much useless. I only pick her like maybe once in every 50 games. Saria. I actually have like this cleave team with Saria that uses Successor to You or Pira or Genesis Rise, but I mean, I don't really. I pick up when my opponent is playing very, very slow. They don't have any tempo. I can just destroy them with Saria and Death Break. So I use that once in a while, like once, like 3 times every 10 games or 2 times every 10 games. It's pretty good, pretty decent, I would say. I use her as aggro, not like as cleave. So that's why she's using some speed sets. If you want to use her as a cleaver, you go like Destro, Turret, get like 4k attack, as much crit damage as possible. It's like 180 speed, and hopefully you have enough push that she takes the turn. It's pretty broken when it comes to leaders. This is my Ekate immunity set is a must. You actually want you want more HP than I have. My HP is kind of low. Like 20k HP, 3.5k attack is okay. Yeah, actually, uh, well, you want like 200 speed. Like there is, I could I could change build right to this and give myself the HP. But I think I prefer having the extra speed, the 9 speed more. It's more valuable to me than the 2.3k HP. So that's why I changed. I'm on this build now. Wretched Rose, I don't use her. I'm trying to build her. I'm only trying to build her because she starts with increased physical hit resistance buff, which can be clutch when my opponents don't pick like any kind of strip, like any unit that can strip, like New Moon, Luna, Sigrid. I can just pick this unit, give myself some kind of protection against Genesis Raz, right? Because if he doesn't crit me, my team is going to survive his ultimate, even if he gets his collapse off. So yeah, and she revives too, so that's pretty clutch. Buffer, this thing is not bad, right? Reset your cooldowns, passive cooldowns, give HP, give allies barrier. But you know, if they die, they die. So pretty mid unit, but you can have a use. Like, this is my Dian. Actually, yeah, not much to say. It's a Dian, 20k HP, 100 effectiveness at least, and like crit damage. That's honestly, I might even remove this effectiveness and just go full crit damage. I think I could go like a HP on here and still get up to 100 effectiveness. I think my effectiveness is a bit much, but it's fine. Because I play her into effect res frenzy. Like when you get to challenger, right? Yeah, you get staff facing and RTA rules. So there's like this effect res that will reduce my that will give the enemies 100 effect res. So I think it's fine. The extra effect res, effectiveness is fine. My Genesis Raz. Thank God they gave Precious Connection for free. This is my Genesis Raz. Nothing too crazy, I would say. Like my gear score, you can see my gear score is bad. Like my pieces are not that good, but it works. Like this is okay. It's a decent Genesis Raz. Um, if I could, I would get his speed to like 160, but honestly, because my Dian is a bit slow, the tuning is okay. But if I could, I would like my Dian to be like 190 to 200. Then my Genesis Raz to be like 170. This is my BBK. This BBK is just put damage on her. Like it doesn't really matter too much. My gear score is pretty mid, I would say. My pieces are not that good. Like I could reforge the chest plate for like more gear score, but I'm not about that life. Right? She's okay as it is. The fact she can kill 4k attack, almost max crit damage, max crit rate. The speed is not too important. Also, there's a kind of like alternative BBK build that people do now with counter sets and effect rates. We get like 100 or 200 effect rates on their BBK with 4k attack and crit with counter set, zero speed. It's pretty nasty, but I don't have. It's pretty nasty in Guild Wars for a defense, but I'm not about that life. Like too much stress. This is my Christie. It's not even built like that, as you can see. My artifact is not leveled up. Gear score is bad. Most of my pieces are not reforged, but this Christie just gets 20k HP, as much as 300 effect res if you can get it. Like if all my pieces were effect res set instead of HP set, my effect res would be like 300, close to 300. But yeah, 20k HP, close to 300 effect res is the Bastion of Hope. You can also alternatively use Bastion of Relucia to give your back row big shield and immunity, and because she transfers effect res to your back row enemy, and because they do that now your enemy they have to so born to debuff you. Like something like witch has no chance. You cannot debuff your back. You cannot debuff the person in the back row. So it's pretty good. That's why I say if you are playing Christie, Belian is a very good unit to have because you will stop them from soul burning. And if they can't soul burn, they can't ignore effect rest, so they cannot strip your immunity, strip your shield, can't debuff you. That unit is just there. It's just a problem. So yeah, Christie, pretty broken unit. Some push, 20% push. Mine is not leveled up. I should level it up, so I just 20% on 50. Then you can check here. Grants 30% damage sharing from the damage received on the enemy. Yeah, do your specialty change. I use her once in a while, so it's pretty good. Pretty good into DDR, I would say. Very, very good into DDR, in fact. I use her. Because I don't have Snail. This is my afternoon soak plan. Honestly, I might change her build. I might actually change her build to something like this. Maybe even faster, but something around this, like around 245 speed. 240 speed, yeah. Something around 240 speed with 20 attack and crit damage. It's what I might change her to, but riposte is doing okay. I pick her when I'm fighting Harseti, so that they don't pick the Harseti with the Soflan. If I see Harseti and they don't pick Soflan, I'll pick the Soflan. She's on riposte. Or this might surface to you. No need for crit chance, he always crits, just giving crit damage, attack, effectiveness. His new EE is broken. This is the best artifact of TU. Get it if you have him. I don't know if you have him or not. Heron, I use him. Immunity, HP, is all that stuff. My HP is low. I would like to give him more HP, like 30k HP, and more defense, 1.5k defense. What can I do? No need for effect resistance because I have immunity. Now there is a crucial part. A lot of people that strip buffs, they usually only strip 2 buffs. So most times when I pick Kieran, I will always pick him with a tank that I have my protection set on. So Belian, Carmine, some fortunate young senior, like a young senior on the team, because I have an pro set too. So that gives him immunity, prot set, and then his counter buff, and they can only strip 2. So he will remain without debuffs, and you just do so. And also when his passive gets to full, he will cleanse himself and push himself by 100%. I have not leveled my own up, just 100, and then you just destroy them. This 15,000 additional damage, which is increased with pursuit set. So, yeah, broken. Mort. I have Mort on counter to increase the chances of his passive proccing, but I think it's useless. Just give him prot set if you can with defense, with crit stats and high HP. Some people don't even care about the crit stats, you just allow mods to exist with high HP and prot sets. You can also give him Destro if you want, and Destro HP, like 25k HP, crit stats, so I can just go to town. But I rarely pick Mort, like rarely. I only pick Mort on 5, maybe I'm fighting Setica or something, then I pick my Mort. If not, I barely use the guy. But now that I see where it's coming, I might take some time to improve his build. But honestly, like this, it's still manageable. I don't really care, but it's Mort, I don't care. Abyssal Euphane, I kind of built her. Honestly, I would like to reduce the crit damage and get more bulk, which I might do, but we will see. Yeah, not too much to say about her, to be honest. She's just there. Honestly, I want speed on the boots. She's too slow. So if I reduce the speed, that defense won't be high enough. So it's kind of like, what can I do? To be honest, not too much. Anyways, Moving on, young senior. I just gave her gear. Her HP is low. She has crit chance, not needed. Effect resistance is good. You can get up to 100. That's good. You can get up to 200, even better, with like 25k HP. I've seen people with 30k HP and 200. So if you're about that life, yeah. But I don't really care. It's young senior. Young senior will work regardless. She's just there for specific situations. So you pretty much know if you are picking young senior, you know she's going to work. So yeah. Armin, very important. I got my Oreos to plus 30 because I need that mitigation. You want this EE, this one important. You want the one that increases the damage reduction. If not, what are you doing? You can also, alternatively, the third one is not bad for Guild War. Okay, like it heals your team, right? So if you plan a Guild War attack, the third one is not bad. So yeah. These are the stats if you are wondering. You want effect res, you want HP, you don't care about speed. In fact, you actually want your Carmen to be slow. And the reason why you want your Carmen is to be slow is because you have him equipped on Oreo, so he's going to be receiving damage your allies take. Now, the good thing is that he gives himself invincibility. Okay, so the cool part is that if you manage to get your Carmen ult off, he is now invincible. So like he's just going to be soaking up damage from your team and not taking any damage himself, which is actually pretty broken, I would say. His kit is actually pretty nice, but because it's like really slow, you might just die before you get to use your ult. But if you do use your ult, just know your team will become super tanky without any threat of him dying from the damage he's absorbing from your teammates. This is Setsuka. Setsuka is one of the best built characters on my account, I would say. Her stats are almost perfect. HP, crit rate, crit damage, riposte, immunity, very important. If your Setsuka is not on immunity, don't carry her into RTA. You just lose to every debuffer. Yeah, Lethal Whisperers, pretty good. I wish I had it plus 30, but what can I do? I'm FTP. Also, she has very mad synergy with Carmen. Because if you pick your Setsuka with Carmen, if Carmen applies the invincibility buff and your Setsuka does a passive, you know, a passive is supposed to reduce her HP to 1 HP. She's going to reduce all her HP to 1 HP. But because of the invincibility buff, she will not lose any HP and the enemies will take damage as though she lost the HP. So it's actually pretty strong, I would say. It's a pretty nice combo. Setsuka plus invincibility. Crocodilas, I don't use her. I would like to use her, but Moon Bunny Dominion got buffed, so it's very hard to use Crocodilas. The reason why it's easier to use Pera into Moon Bunny is because again Pera's S1 is an AoE attack, so you can just clear the skill null with her soul bond. And if you debuff them, you also remove the skill effect nullifier too. So you can actually, so it's like the solution Moon Bunny provided to extra turn characters. Spira, you just clear it. So it's a pretty interesting interaction. So I don't use Conqueror Lilas. I would like to use her, but I don't. It's my boss Arunka. Honestly, I would want imprint so I can get more defense, but stats are pretty. It's okay for now. I would want more HP too, like 30k. If I could get to 35k HP with 2.5k defense now. Now at that point, my Arunka is cooking. You want effect resistance to 100 and immunity important. So this is the combination for tank Arunka. If you want to go counter, you would need Rocket Punch or Moas, which I don't have. FTP. Honestly, because my Aruka is on Noble Oath, right? She gives herself effect resistance, right? 80% as the health reduces. So it's actually pretty clutch, you know? The longer the game goes on, the more Yeah, that's another thing with Noble Oath on the Arunka, right? Versus POV. Like POV will give you that damage reduction at the start to resist the burst, but as they continue hitting you, as you can see, damage reduction will reduce. But with Noble Oath, if you survive the initial burst and you are like 50% HP or less, you will be incredibly hard to kill. Like we're talking about, like my defense will be like over 3k defense. They will struggle to kill me at that point. So at that point, like when I use my ult, which will give me 60% more defense. On top of this, we're looking at over 4k defense. Like they are doing almost no damage to me. So at that point, if they don't kill my Arunka one shot, my Arunka becomes a very, very big problem. Even to break my shield becomes a problem. So that's why I'm using Noble Oath. So it's a toss up between Noble Oath and this thing. And Proof of Valor. This is my Dian. My Dian is not built. I pulled out so I can use that to counter Genesis Raz. Alright, yeah, I will build her eventually, but yeah. Increase penetration resistance, increase critical hit resistance. Pretty strong with Genesis Raz. Have to be careful of landing. Landing will destroy me. This is my Amiki. Amiki not built, but I will build her eventually and maybe give her this artifact. Why do I have an extra one? Don't ask. But yeah, I will build my Amiki. She's a pretty okay-ish counter for cleave teams, right? These are some immortality. What I want, effect resistance is what I want. Like effect resistance and attack. My helmet rolled so good. Like this is crazy. But yeah, if my sword was like a bit better. You don't want health on her. You don't want speed on her. Absolutely, you don't want speed on her. In fact, you want her to be as slow as possible. You don't want her to take any turns. Like legit, you don't want her to take any turns at all. Because so that when they cleave you, your Mickey is just going to be there. They will just be cycling her with their speed and hitting her. And as they're hitting her, because it's on counter set, you'll be countering and just dealing insane amount of damage at S1. And when they are provoked, she will even do. When they are provoked, she will hit them again and again. So it's like, and then by the time she just gets a turn, you just rack your ult. With her specialty change, your ult has a chance to reset her second skill. So if you use your ult, you get a kill. You reset your second skill. If they hit you again, you get the immortality buff, and then they will do that whole process again. So by the time you go around the CR bar twice with Amiki, you virtually kill the enemy team. So pretty strong into cliff teams that don't have shit like Genesis Rise. Blood Moon Haste, I got this guy, he's useless, I'm angry, I don't want to build him. I may not build him, but if I do build him, I might just build him. I don't want to build him, just to talk about him. So yeah, that is my PvP roster. I think I don't think I missed anybody. Oh, I didn't show you. Oh my god, I don't know why it does this. Oh yeah, I didn't show you my festive Ida. If you pulled for her, this is my build. You want pursuit set actually, pursuit and speed, non-negotiable. Then you want your HP. HP 20k is okay. Defense 1k is okay. But what you want the most is speed. Okay, you want your speed like. I was talking to some legend players. They're like, my speed should be like 280 minimum. Yeah, 280 minimum. Like 270 is kind of slow. Like you can manage 270 but 280. So I'm like 25, 15 to 25 speed away from what is ideal. And effectiveness kind of matters, but it doesn't really matter because if you pick festive either, right? If you have an artifact, it gives effectiveness, and imprints give effectiveness too. Also, if you equip dagger health, right? And you use a soul burn, it ignores effect resistance. So the whole point of effectiveness doesn't really matter. Like you can come in clutch with your skill 1 so that you can stun. The only reason I didn't max level it is because at level 4 I already get like the maximum chance to stun. So the same thing for the ult, I didn't level it to max because I already get the maximum chance to apply my debuffs at this point. It's not like she does much damage, she just want the HP for her passive so that she can just blow people up. Ah yes, Moon Bunny, Moon Bunny, very important character. I use her a lot. Effect resistance, important, very important. Speed, as much speed as you can with effect resistance. Some people even play her as an opener because, yeah, some people actually do. She's pretty kind of okay as an opener. Get up to like 290, but like at this point, I use her as a counter pick, so I want her speed to be like 270. Same as Akatis, and I want her effect rest to be up. Same stats as Akatis. 270, high effect rest, and I use her I sometimes use that to counter Renak, but that's a very low win rate counter. I have more success against Renak when I put Setsuka on 3. But the problem with Setsuka on 3 is if I'm first pick, I can't Setsuka on 3. Because I Setsuka on 3, they will Lionheart Semia on 3. So that's, but yeah, if I'm second pick, right, they're going to pick their 3 before me. So if they pick Renak 2 and Hero 3, I can pick Setsuka on 2 to counter the Renak on 2, and then pick my fourth pick would be a counter to their third pick, and fifth pick may even be a counter to their third pick or fourth pick. So it really depends. Veronica, I use her once in a while to counter her KDs. This EE is not really good for countering. Sorry, for countering Diane. Yeah, I use that to counter Diane. So this EE, the third one is not that good. If you want to counter Diane, you want the second one so that the increased readiness will go from 50% to 80%. So at that point, Veronica will guarantee cuts. It doesn't really matter what she will cut. Speaking about that, this is my savior Aiden. I don't really pick her much, but sometimes it looks like a good idea to pick her because she has extinction now. Honestly, I might change the build from speed to like Destro, but I feel like I may not get any turns because the thing is that if you play a slow Aiden, right, what you're hoping to happen is that they attack you, and then she does her this thing here, counter attack, okay, and the counter attack will give her like a push, right, 20%, and then you can take the turn, and then you. But once you pick this stupid hero, nobody will attack her, or they will just plan to kill your team without attacking her with things like Renak or something like that. So not that good, I would say. Sylvan Sage, I pick her once in a while when they pick debuffers, but I hate fighting debuffers, so I usually ban something like Witch. So I rarely pick her, but once in a while she's good. Elena, MVP hero, by the way, from my account. Because she's so good, because she gives like AoE damage reduction, which I need to level up. So you can imagine, I'm playing her without max damage reduction, and she's still giving me value against AoE, like Briar Witch, sometimes into Free Reign, and then because she will give this, she will dispel a debuff, okay, and she will also increase her combat readiness. So depending on her EE, like I have the one for dispelling debuff, right? And then like now when she dispels the debuff, right, she will now push herself by 20%. I have Maharaga's Tomb. Is her passive is a non-attack skill, so this is what 20 plus 27. That's what 47. So she just pushes herself like crazy, and then I now use her ultimate, which now gives what invincibility and effect raise increase. So like at this point, they can't do damage to me, and they can't strip it because the effect raise increase. They almost can't do. They can't do shit. So they just have to attack into the invisibility, waste turns, I get my turns, I do what I want to do. So Elena, pretty decent pick, I would say. I would like if you can, if you honestly, I would want her to be faster. You can see my gear is not all that good. I would want her to be faster, so I would not have to use Mahoraga's Stone. Instead, I would use uh I would either use Idle Share, or I would use where is it? Doctor's Bag. Yeah, Doctor's Bag, so I can dispel two debuffs with my passive instead of one. So I can dispel two debuffs, and then if there's a third debuff, my ult will dispel. So I can. So this is like a three debuff dispel play with Doctor's Bag. But now it's just two with my Auragas. Destina, I wanted another cleanser. My only reliable cleansers are Nurse Yuha and Arcades, and sometimes it's kind of like hard to use Arcades in the situation. So sometimes I'll just pick Destina. She gives herself 60% effect res. So this is 210. They can't debuff her at all. It's impossible. And then with this artifact, another 20%. So they can't. And then I can like heal my team crazy. I need to level up my skills, my Mola. So I can heal my team crazy, push somebody by 50%. It's not a good pick, but what can I do? The situation calls for it. Honestly, yeah, yeah, that's just the thing, man. This my policy. The build is bad. I don't want crit chance or crit damage, honestly. I just want more effectiveness. If I could get our effectiveness to like 300, attack to like 3000, and speed to like 230. 230 speed is okay. Because the cool thing about policies is once the opener goes, okay, here's the thing, your policies tuning is not for her to cut the opener, it's for her to cut the bridge. So most times when your opener is like 310, 320, 330, 300, right? The bridge unit is usually tuned to 280, 270 speed. So you just want your policies to be like 220, 230, so that when she pushes herself 30%, she will cut whoever is bridging. And then you can, so she would use a passive, remove the buffs that the opener gives them, and then apply this very strong into Amid. Very strong into Amid. New Kid Aiden, I just built her to fight Harsedi. I wish she was slower than this, but my necklace has 13 speed, and then my sword and helmet have 12 speed. I wish it was slower than this. I wish it was like 160 speed, and I had like 15k HP. Like she's too squishy. She has like almost no defense, and HP is low. So yeah, the 6-star awakening gives her more attack. You want this? This is the one you want, so that it can give her some more survivability to give her healing. So yeah, versus her steady. Also, like I've also considered speeding her up to use her as like a substitute for Urban Shadow Shoe, but she just doesn't. She just can never reach the level of survivability that Shadow Shoe has. So she just can't be a one-to-one replacement. Honestly, she's just more of when the enemies are playing very slow and tanky. I can just pick New Kid Aiden and just destroy them. This is my Genoa. I pick him once in a while against Cleavers because he'll give himself immortality with rage buff if the proc is passive. So they can't really kill him, and then he'll just blow up their team afterwards. Same way I pick BBK. If I see them pick some kind of like Briar Witch too, because here's the thing about Briar Witch, yeah, she doesn't stop immortality. She stops revive. That's the key note here. So for units like BBK and Genoa, this thing doesn't actually kill them. So you can kind of like stage a comeback with those units against the Briar Clay in a way that that you can't with Genesis Raz. So yeah, that's one thing to consider. But Briar Witch has unbuffable, so I'm not really okay. Yeah, he cleanses, right? He removes the buff, so yeah, pretty good. If I had SPP, I would actually build him properly. Like this build is kind of trash. So it just has stats. That's why I'm using it. It just has stats. That's why I'm using it. Artifact is not leveled even. So yeah. Uh, Moving on. This is my Bellion. I'm looking for HP on the boots instead of speed. Honestly, I don't know why. I don't know why this speedy boots is here. I should have gotten HP, but I didn't have any good HP protect, so I'm just managing this for now. If I get the HP, her HP will be high enough. I'm using her as a tank, but if I get 3F, I will build her counter and play as a bruiser. Renak, trying to build my Renak. My goal for my Renak is 300 speed at least. With speed sets and pursuit sets, these boots, I'm going to reset it. I want the rolls to go into attack percent, not effect res or crit damage. So I want like 20 to 30% attack percent. I don't really care about the HP because I plan to play my Renat as a carry, not as a disruptor. Because if you want to go disruptor, like you don't need pursuit set, you just go like 330 speed, something like that, 320 speed. But like if I play as a carry, right, she needs to be fast. So if I can get her 330 speed, I won't mind it. But you really want the pursuit set because this will increase additional damage from 7,000 to 8,400 AoE. So if your attack is high, right, you go into them with your ultimate, you do like 10,000 with your ultimate, then another 8,400 additional damage. So that's like almost 20k on one enemy. So if they're squishy, they are dead. If they are not, if they are squishy, they are dead. If they are not squishy, it's still like almost 20k damage. And then with 8,400 additional damage, someone like Free Ren guaranteed will die. So you don't need to peel for her. You don't need to reduce her stats. She will die guaranteed from this. Someone like Celine, if you peel for her, will also die guaranteed from 8,400. So you don't even need to ult into those targets. You ult into someone else. The additional damage will kill them. This is my Celine. I pick her once in a while. I wish she was faster with this same attack because sometimes she doesn't cut. Like I want her to be like 200 speed. This build is bad. I should change the boots to speed. Get her to like 200 speed, and then with her artifacts, I'm guaranteed to cut and just go to town on my enemies. But yeah, this build is actually pretty crazy. Um, who else? Yuha. I pick her once in a while versus Freeren. But now that Diane exists, because Diane can seal, and New Moon Luna also seals, like my enemies have two options to just deal with this counter. So if they go Diane on one, I can't Yuha on three. So this unit is just there. Honestly, she's just here sitting on gear that I want to give to last rider Crow if I do get him with the artifacts as well. But I will give him speed boots. So we will see. Any other units that I use? Sinful Angelica. I don't really use this unit. I think I've only picked up like once or twice. But yeah, you just want effect resistance like 200. So like my build is not good. Like 200 effect resistance, as much speed as possible, and prophetic candlestick. But yeah, I don't really play these units. My main solution is to revive teams if I feel like my Hecate. And yeah, that's about it. There's like no other units that I have built that I use in PvP aside from them. So I'll just go by the builds. So for Angelica, I don't really use her. I just have some gear on her just in case. Just in case. Like, but with this speed though, right? Like I know you can build as an opener, but with this speed, I actually kind of use her as like an anchor. Just like the person that will go last, because if it goes last, like going last will give like speed buff to my team, so I could probably cycle back. So it's not bad. Like yeah, so like if it goes last, give speed buff, it gets some kills on the enemy, right? To get like 15 CR push on my team. So fine. Um, my boss Harunka already explained all the nuances. I don't think I need to show the start page. I just go back in the video. I will awaken her eventually. Trust. You are what? Kieran, Christy. No, that's it. Um, I don't think if there's. Let me see if there are any other characters that I'm looking to build, which I've not shown you. Okay, I have considered building Celeste, but I have Renak now. The reason why I consider building Celeste is because Celeste is the third fastest character in the game. After Renak and Ran, Celeste is next. They have 129 base speed. He has 128. So do with that information what you will. I consider building Tempest Serene because he has silence. Could be good, but no. There is one unit though. Okay, yeah. Angel of Light Angelica. I'm actually considering building her, right? Because of the way I intend to play my Renak, okay, as like speed opener carry, kind of like with Boss Arunka, right? I need characters that can bridge with Renak. So Saria is one, but then you see this artifact here, the Umbral Keystones, right? That's what increases the effectiveness of allies by 10%. I don't care about that. But here, the key part, right, at the end of every 2 ally turns. So for Renak, since she gives herself 2 turns, right, she will push Angelica by 10%. So if I can build a very fast Angelica, like around 290 speed, right, 280, yeah, 280 speed. Because my Renak could be like 300, 320. If it's like 280 speed or so, that will allow me to use Umbra Keystones after I plus 28, right, to push her up, and I can use my ultimate, right, to silence the enemy. So if I silence the enemy, regardless of who is going third or fourth, right, they can't really do much. So it's a pretty good combo. It's a pretty good combo. So yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. Video is long. Watch it 2x speed. Yeah, those are like basic information. Any questions, you just tell me in the end. Bye.